Okay, I've hopped into the Mines Lancer Evo 5, but I stopped over at the Mitsubishi dealer in the process of tuning my car up, and it just struck me. This car weighs 600 pounds more than the car I'm driving. What in the world did Mines do to the Evo 5 to make it weigh 600 pounds less? Because that's impressive. Anyways, Mitsubishi, yeah, they still make cars. Did you know that? I think they've sold a grand total of 5 cars here in the United States in the last 6 years, I'm pretty sure. But we're gonna put our dirt tires on. We're gonna get dirty with this Evo. Switched allegiances. We've lost a hatchback thing, a jigger. But woo! Yeah! Compact turbocharger, high RPM torque. You know, when you have an extra 100 horsepower, you gotta go with it. I mean, it's Gran Turismo logic. Makes no sense. Yeah, sure, it might be totally ill-suited to what you're actually doing, but Gran Turismo logic dictates that you must put the biggest turbo you can find. So we will. That's how you have to do it. Again, I'm sure there's some guy out there watching this like, oh, well, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to optimize your lap times for optimal speed and time trial abilities and stuff. So what should I say? I don't care. Man. I'm putting these parts on. I still haven't figured out what they're trying to tell me how to tune them, because they use very weird units that are not units at all. More so just arbitrary numbers. Kind of like sports and wide gearing. Or narrow gearing, short gearing, tall gearing, never wide gearing. But just figure that out, you know. That probably means that spaces between the gears is wider, so it's longer ratios. Logically. I guess. Maybe that's more common in your part of the world. Wait, that's how Mines made this car 600 pounds lighter. They removed every single part of the car. Every single part. This car doesn't even have a clutch. There is no clutch in this Evo. No differential either. Just, it doesn't exist. Did they have a flywheel? Nope, not even a flywheel. Parts just don't even exist. Magic. Oh, and you can make it even lighter. I'm not gonna lie, I never have used this car before. See, that special stage, that race that I won this car in was one of my favorites back in the day to make bank on. You know, $80,000 in like 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Pretty good deal. I mean, you know, there are definitely more effective ways to, you know, make tons of money at the same time. But I like to mix it up. You know, get a variety of going. That way you don't bore yourself out. But let's see how fast this Evo that has no clutch or flywheel or drive shafts is. Whoa! Apparently this is actually a GTR. Yeah. Oh, this gearing is like pathetically short. I think we might need to change this. I think we might need a driver mod too. After all that smack talk about how rally events in Gran Turismo have always been like silly easy. Yep. God, this is embarrassing. And yep. Oh, it's only a 5-speed too. Great. Geronimo, you only live once, right? And we catch up in the twisty area. Not by putting it into a wall. That gets you nowhere. It's like as soon as you just let off the gas a little bit, thing just like goes straight ahead. So, how about that driving? Yep. You lose. You brought a knife to a gunfight. Or you stand in front of tanks, tanks are gonna win. In which case, if anybody has heard that song is annoyingly addictive. Very strange. I don't even know who it's by. I think it's by like Sick Puppies or something like that. All I know is we were laughing about it at work about how the whole band is in the background going, "You lose!" Okay, back in the RX-7. I would love to buy an RX-7 for $8,000. Is that what they go for in Japan? Because if so, I think I should be moving now. Hey, convenient enough. That's the thing that annoys me. Like, I was watching some video on the Lotus Elise the other night, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, it's like an everyday type of car. You know, it's not that expensive or anything." Over here in Britain, and some guy's like, "Yeah, well, you gotta have like a second car, you know, for like snow and everything." Guy's like, "Snow, we get that maybe once every 4 years." I'm like, lame. Yeah, it snowed literally just the other day. That's cool by me though, I like snow. It's fun to drive in. Although if you have a Lotus Elise, probably not so much. Yeah. It's just like, wow. Like a GTR, an R34, I think. So I actually remember reading a magazine article back in the day about it. It'd be like $110,000 to get it imported and, you know, registered and all that bull crap. Which the prices here in Gran Turismo are accurate as to what they actually would cost over in Japan. It's like $54,000, which, you know, for a car of that stature ain't that bad. And I know it works both ways. I mean, just throwing that out there. Like, I know the Corvette over in Europe isn't a bargain for what it is, so it kind of loses out on the cost effectiveness. Still pretty sure it's cheaper than a Ferrari, though. But whatever. But seriously, FDRX7 for $9,000, yeah. Or did I get me one of those that actually runs? Heck, where do I get one of those, period? I think I've only seen like 4 of these in the flesh. I'm just sad because these are awesome cars. And I totally want one. Totally. I'm serious. Hey Mazda, more rotary. Did that come off as unreasonable or demanding? Because I kind of felt like that was unreasonable and demanding. It's like, Mazda, make more rotaries. Ugh. In which case, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you guys or anything like that. But Mazda, you should make some more rotaries. Because that's what you do. Because you're Mazda. And you know what? Oh, I thought you could totally cheese it in this game. I thought it didn't actually check. Dang. 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 I'm not sure how this is going to end up going, but Hey, you always got to have that fight, that import versus domestic. Of course, to you guys living in Europe, import or domestic doesn't show up at all. Well, import does. Domestic doesn't show up at all in this race. Come on, give me some of that JDM power. Gosh. See, that's why they make American cars out of steel back in the day. That way, when you drive an RX-7 into them, you just bounce right off. No damage done. It's funny because it actually is true. Yeah, they had the foresight to know that tiny Japanese cars were going to be driven into the side of them. So therefore, if they make their car out of steel, tiny little Japanese car leaves no dent. Come on! That's another thing that's missing from the newer Gran Turismos. Why am I driving an RX-7 in this race? Because I can. One of the new Gran Turismos, they'd probably be like, you gotta have this specific car with this specific body style, with this specific horsepower, with these specific tires on it, with these specific brakes, with these specific rims. Okay, cool. Just not a fan. Just go sideways because you can. Back before the days of there's a drifting community. Somewhat joking. I know someone's gonna be like, what do you mean? Oh, I don't understand it. But back in the day, you just used to drift and that's what you did because that's how you drive. Yeah, that's how these games work, man. You always go sideways. Sideways is fast. Not because it's cool, it's because it's fast. Because guess what? Makes no sense. And I like how it became the Plymouth muscle car. The muscle car. Just the muscle car. Oh, just like. Well, we gotta come up with a good generic name, so it was muscle car. Yeah. We're gonna call it the muscle car, guys. I don't understand how they came to the conclusion of calling it the muscle car, but you know, I guess. Whatever floats your boat. In which case, that car is definitely a boat. PT Spider! Oh my god! We're gonna keep it for the heck of it. We don't need the money. A Silady. Yes. From the front, looks like an S13 Silvia. From the rear, the 180SX. Yes. Such a car does exist. It is the Silady, and it has even been sold by some Japanese dealerships of late. Of course it's been sold, because why else would the game have this car? Yeah, you know? I mean, then again, I guess we have the PT Spider, who I'm pretty sure nobody watching this video actually remembers the PT Spider. I mean, the most famous thing that is the PT was the PT Cruiser or a PT boat, because in Battleship you could never friggin' hit those things. I'm serious, man. The PT boat. If Battleship was real, the answer to naval warfare is not aircraft carriers, is not destroyers, is not submarines. PT boats. Unstoppable. friggin' stoppable. So let's get going on the Gran Turismo League, because our car conveniently makes like 294 horsepower. It's a sign. It's an omen. Ooh, we got an S2000 and a Civic Type R. Not sure what they're doing in a race for 300 horsepower cars. Hey yo, Rotary just kicked in, bro. Part of me says that VTech jokes have no comedic value to them, but part of me also says that they do. Which is kind of funny because I do drive a Honda. So I'm not sure what that really means. I'm sure there's some sort of like deep metaphorical analysis to be done right there, but you know, it is what it is. I want to make VTech jokes, I can make VTech jokes. No, I don't want what's on your mind because I'm not into that kind of thing. Just saying. And he almost hit me! My God! I just got dive bombed. Almost violated my exhaust pipe. I like how in the PlayStation 1 Gran Turismo there's like 3 songs on each disc. See, there's I think I'm Paranoid by Garbage, Sex Type Thing by Stone Temple Pilots, Cold Rocket by Apollo 440, and I think at some point there's 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins, but I can't remember if that's on the other disc or Gran Turismo 3. Forgive me. Yeah, driving on polygons. The guy who built that corner in his little 3D program should be, like, fired. Actually, this whole course, I really like Midfield Raceway, and it's a shame that they basically got rid of it, because it's one of the better fantasy courses that they have, but, like, why is that corner so particularly, like, polygonal? This seems odd. Yeah! Tommy Kyra ZZS Coupe. Tommy Kyra, or is it Kiara? I always called it Kiara, but it seems to make more sense saying Kyra. But I'll leave that up to you guys down below. As you guys probably know, because you guys know information that is entirely useless to everyday life. But hey, so do I. I can share our information, combine our talents, and know everything about everything. And cure like every single disease in the world. Tahiti Road. GT French Nationals. Oh boy. This one is brewing up. This is brewing up for sure. Let's take a look at the competition. What do we got? Oh, got a Clio. Okay, let's go. Oh wait. Oops. Sorry. This was a French race. I thought we all had to do this in reverse. Oops. I'm sorry. That's a joke I just can't help but make. It's even funnier because France like took over like all of Europe with Napoleon. That's how they fought the Russians. Yeah, you don't ever fight the Russians. Ever. Just don't bother. Leave them alone. That's all you gotta do. I mean, there's a reason nobody has ever won a war against Russia. They've just like been there longer. You know? And again, I guess that kind of counts. Sort of. Sure, someone's gonna be like, well, the Soviets lost in Afghanistan, you know, because of all this and everything, and then we'll get into a political debate, and then I'll be like, yeah, no, we're done. So let's change the topic to something more friendly. Russian automobiles. Yeah. Russia, they can build a tank, but they can't build a car. What's up with that? Yes, joke that's been repeated many times, but I seriously wonder what the most, like, extravagant car out there from Russia is, besides the Marussia, because I think they made, like, 2 of those. Pretty sure they made more F1 cars than their actual road cars. Partly because those cars are ugly. So Marussia, I just got this to say, as the kids used to say back in middle school. UGLY, you ain't got no alibi. She ugly. She ugly. Yes. Sometimes I wonder, though, how in the world these cars end up existing, because when you're building a multi-bajillion-dollar, like, supercar that has, like, no other concessions other than performance and style, how can you make something so ugly? Like, seriously. But hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so I'm sure they find it very attractive. I'm sure that's also why you probably haven't seen a picture of a Marussia in about 5 bajillion years. But yeah. You know what? I'm going to call that a session. I played enough Gran Turismo for an evening, so it's been interesting. It's been exciting. It's been either hilarious getting my car smoked by just about anything that is a rally car after talking about how insanely easy rally racing is in Gran Turismo. Not sure how that one managed to happen. It just makes no sense. I don't know. So, yeah. Bye.